Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time again. I suppose we've got to kind of do a budget reaction. There was the Labour's first budget in a decade. No, longer than that. Would it have been 14? When was Gordon Brown? Gordon Brown was 2010. So yeah, 14 years. I guess it would have been the last Labour budget. Rachel Reeves, first female Chancellor, delivered the budget, and I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm kind of in the middle on this. It's good for certain people. There's benefits have been increased for certain people, and bad for other people with lots of money. So that's got to be a good thing. Businesses are going to find it hard. Small businesses, because they're increasing minimum wage, but that's a good thing too, isn't it? Again, it's it's, I don't know. I think it was a necessary evil, but my biggest fear is the future. How long it's going to pan out? Because how long? What's going to pan out? Will interest rates go up for mortgages? That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be a little bit of nervousness. I think everyone's a little bit nervous because they're talking about investment. They're talking about money being put back into the country, but everyone's paying for it. Now, if there is a result, again, it's too early to say. If there is a result, if things do improve, if people's quality of lives improve, and I don't know, maybe the potholes in the road. We always use the potholes as a measure, don't we? If the potholes are repaired, then maybe it's a good thing. I always think they could go harder on big business, the Amazons and the Apples of this world. I always think they could hit those guys with even more money. I think those costs always end up being passed on to the punter. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And again, a lot of the things that were raised don't directly affect me because I ain't got nothing. So my house isn't worth a lot. So if we leave it, if me and the missus drop dead, we're not going to be affected by inheritance tax. So yeah, there's a lot of comment here on it all. Again, I've not read the news this morning, and I'm just trying to get my head around what's going on. We've got a couple of stories to open with. And again, it is all Chancellor and budget news and the Daily Mail. Again, a lot of the stuff they've put here is behind a paywall, so I guess we'll never know. But we're going to talk about food news and tinned food. Apparently, tinned food could be a cancer risk. This is after tests on almost 150 tins purchased in France, Italy, Spain, Germany and Britain were all found to be contaminated with mercury. And of course, if you have mercury in your diet, it's not good. It's not good. It messes with your brain and causes lung damage and various cancers. Karine Jacquemart, CEO of consumer rights organisation Foodwatch France, one of the two groups behind the report, said, "What we end up on our dinner plates is a colossal risk to public health that's not considered serious. That's not considered seriously. Sorry. We won't give up until we've got more protective European standard." Oh well, we're not in the EU, so I guess we're stuffed. Under current EU and UK law, the limit for mercury in tuna, we're talking about tuna, is 1 milligram per kilo and 0.3 milligram per kilo for other fish such as cod. So we're actually talking about tuna. We're talking about tuna. Look, tuna, not tinned goods in general. This is the Daily Mail messing with your mind. If you eat a lot of tuna, yeah, you can make you ill. There have been cases of people getting not just tinned tuna, but tuna like sushi in Japan. If you live on purely a tuna diet, it can make you very, very ill. So this story, I declare rubbish. rubbish. But what we'll do, we'll move on to it. This is a better story, right? Right, this is a story. Right, this is data from the International Society of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons, or ISAPS, and they are looking. They were looking at exactly what makes a woman's bottom attractive. Now, this is the story we can get behind, and apparently it's not necessarily the size. Yeah, these European scientists have carried out this study, and contrary to popular belief, it's not a combination of large buttocks and tiny waist that we're most drawn to. In fact, both men and women are most fixated on the gap between the buttocks, known medically as the intergluteal cleft. There we go, the intergluteal cleft. And they worked this out by tracking eye movements of volunteers who were flashed a series of images of women's backsides from different angles. Why wasn't I asked to do that research? It's never the good research, is it? So yeah, and they figured out which part of the buttock got the most attention. And yeah, so the Brazilian butt lift is a very popular thing at the moment. And but hey, you might not need one. In the experiment, a team of European experts recruited 67 heterosexual people, of which 60% were women, and should have been men. Should have been more men. Showed them images of 7 female bottoms from 5 different angles. Now, am I allowed to, in the name of science, am I allowed to show these pictures? Oh, what the hell! And they image tracked where the eye was drawn to. So they were talking about the intergluteal cleft. So I guess it's the crack in the arse, you know. And remember it, folks, if you've got a big crack in your arse, take it back for a refund. That's an old joke. And yeah, this is the image map of the eyes tracking the arse. It's going to be one of those coffee times. It's going to be one of those coffee times, isn't it? And again, people like Kim Kardashian have made the Brazilian butt lift popular. There she is in 2017. So, what part of a woman's bottom are you attracted to? Leave your comments in the comment box below. So yeah, that was a study. That was it, really. So it's not the size, it's the cleft. I'm glad we've got to the bottom of that one. It was staring me right in the face. Yeah. Right, so we go from poisoned tuna to poisoned potatoes. And this is Dr. Samuel Chowdhury, who's a GP from Singapore, says that if you've been keeping your potatoes in the cupboard for a while, you could have they could contain a deadly toxin. Yes. This comes from a clip he shared with his 216,000 Instagram followers, and he said, "Steer clear from potatoes that have sprouted shoots and those that have turned green." Or again, I tend to peel those ones back. You know, peel them back, Dr. Chowdhury. But yeah, this is the toxin solanine, which can cause painful digestive systems as well as hallucinations, paralysis, and even death. See, this is how I've conned my family that my cooking's good. I've only fed them green potatoes, and they start hallucinating that the dinner's all right. So yeah, Dr. Chowdhury told a cautionary tale of Maria Harless, a young woman from Denver in Colorado, who had a sudden craving for mashed potatoes. But after eating them and going to sleep, she took a turn for the worse and woke up in the middle of the night vomiting and suffering a terrible headache. And when she got to the hospital, they found that she was suffering from solanine poisoning, a neurotoxin from potatoes. But those are the green and sprouting potatoes. But when you consume a large amount of these, it can cause diarrhea, vomiting, headache, and irregular heart rhythm, and in severe cases, death. And that is what a potato looks like if you don't. Now, I don't know about you, but a lot of potatoes do sprout. But if you cut them back, again, if you peel them, you know, I heard that the toxin is in the sprout. You know, not in the actual potato itself. So I don't know if Dr. Chowdhury eats the sprouts. And again, the green ones, if you peel them back a lot, you see, here you go. If the potato is firm, again, a soft potato, you're not going to cook anyway. And the sprouts are small, removing them can help eliminate the toxin. Similarly, peeling the potatoes can also reduce solanine levels. Yeah, a non-story. Trying to scare you folks. You'll be fine. Meanwhile, a pensioner has had his heart broken. Yeah, Malcolm, who's 85, has been barred from visiting Butlins. Yeah. The pensioner from Patrimony, Sussex, said the news has upset him because he's been going to Butlins with his family for 3 years. Right? And he wanted to go, but his wife was ill. She's suffering from cancer. And his son had used all his annual leave up, so he was on his own. So he wanted to go to Butlins solo. Right? And he said, I enjoy my trips to Butlins. The entertainment in the evening is good, and it's a nice place to stay, he said. I asked, so this is because he's an older solo traveller, and he's barred from travelling there alone on Monday to Friday. It's a rule that they've got. And he said, I asked them if they could waive the rules for older solo travellers, but he was told no. Butlins in a statement said, we're sorry about Malcolm's situation. We don't allow single travellers on our family breaks unless they're linked to a booking where children are also on the break. There are so many bad jokes I could make about that, but I'm not going to. But anyway, here's Butlins. Personally, it's my idea of hell. They should let Malcolm go because, yeah. But yeah, he wanted to visit the resort during the week, which would cost him £75. But he was told he could come alone at the weekend, which would be closer to £300. And he said, well, that was, it's beyond his means. But yeah, so if you're old and you're on your own, can't go to Butlins. I don't understand the rationale. I'd have thought that the children would be there at the weekends, wouldn't they? What else have we got? Let's do some court news. This is Kevin Myers. Here he is. Oh, you wouldn't want to mess with him. What's he been up to? Well, he was described as an irate shopper, right? He was asked to leave a store for scaring customers. I don't know about you, but he's scaring me. Just looking at me through the screen there, he come across as a bit intimidating, don't you think? It's his demeanour. His demeanour. He's not soft and squishy like me. But yeah, he became irate after being asked to leave, and then he went on a vandalism spree. This is in February, and he scratched up a number of cars, and this is Warrington Magistrates Court. And yeah, he indiscriminately damaged vehicles during 2 vandalism rampages in the town centre of Warrington. He damaged a Jaguar, an Audi MG4 Trophy, and a brand new Renault Clio Esprit. But yeah, these attacks occurred 6 days apart on February 12th and 18th this year. But Myers walked free from Warrington Magistrates Court, and as he went, he gloated, "Merry Christmas, I won't be seeing you." He's a lovely chap, isn't he? But yeah, 3 weeks prior to the incidents, Myers had he should have been called Michael Myers, shouldn't he? Because seeing as it's Halloween, had a standout row with Waka Cohen, the owner of a store, who asked him to leave his premises for shouting in the shop. Oh, seems like he's got issues. And then he went, oh, here we go. He's got bipolar disorder. It's his mental health. Mental health. Yeah, in March, Myers was jailed for 3 weeks for damage to 3 of the cars, but this week he appeared before JP's over the remaining 20 vehicles he'd attacked. He was sentenced to 12 weeks in prison and suspended for 6 months as an order to pay 154 compensation. Yeah, just a joke, isn't it? It's just a joke. They should just, I don't know. Ah, well, he's going to do it again. We're going to read about him again. Remember, mental health card. Always carry it with you. Yeah. Okay, here are the 10 questions that could determine if you have autism. Well, the fact that you're watching this probably means that you are, because you know. Oh look, the lights have come on. I'm being washed out. Wait a minute, can we change this? Make it a little bit more. That's too much, isn't it? Too dark. Wait, there's never. That's better. That's better. Dr. Sermid Metzer, who's based in London, outlined the signs and symptoms this week to his 281,000 TikTok followers. This is the Autism Spectrum Quotient-10 test, or AQ10 test. It's a simple questionnaire, and it's designed for over 16s and consists of 10 questions. Right. Should we have a go? Right, we've got 10 questions here. Get a bit of paper to make your mark, right? So you score 1 point if you agree with any of these following statements. I often notice small sounds when others do not. I like to collect information about categories of things. It all goes up here. I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out the character's intentions. No, I'm alright with that. You score 1 point if you disagree with any of the following statements. So it's disagree this time. I find it easy to read between the lines when somebody is talking to me. No, I don't. Sometimes I can misread people. It's not looking good, is it? I usually concentrate on more on the whole picture rather than the small details. Oh, I can do both. I can do both. I do like details of things, so I guess I'll score another point there. This isn't looking good. I know how to tell if someone is listening to me is getting bored. Yeah, I do. They start yawning. I find it easy to do more one thing at once. Oh, I'm good at multitasking, so I don't get a point for that. I find it easy to work out what someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their faces. Depends on the person. If it's my kids, absolutely. But other people, not so much. So that's a bit of a not a good question. You've got to know the person, haven't you, really? 10, if there's an interruption, I can switch back to what I was doing very quickly. Yeah, I can. So I'm all right. But you lot, it's not looking good. I think you should consult a doctor if you score highly. If you score more than 6, there you go. I don't think I scored 6. I think I got 5. I think I might have got 5 in there. What else have we got? Yep, they've gone back to we got back to budget. They went through all the interviews, and they found Rachel Reeves. Right, this is before the election. She was given a speech where she said that Britain doesn't need higher taxes. Oh dear. Well, that means she's guilty of something, doesn't it? Well, that's why they've got this thing about the £22 billion black hole the Tories left. So, you know, they've got their reasons. You know, they've got their reasons. If you notice, everything always goes up. It never comes down. Never comes down, does it? We've got more footage of what's gone in Valencia, where I think it's 90 people have been recorded dead, but they reckon that the final total could be in the hundreds. It's pretty awful, you know, the extent of these floods, the flash floods, the destruction is unprecedented. I mean, look at that. It looks something from an apocalyptic movie. And yeah. So yeah, it's just frightening stuff. But again, it's your global warming. There's nothing we can do about it. It's too far gone, you know. But maybe if you dredged the rivers and built more flood protection, flood defences, we might be all right. You know, this is it. Yeah, I did read about this. Heard about this earlier in the week. Detectives are hunting for a gang of fraudsters. Right? They stole £300,000 worth of premium cheddar cheese from an iconic London dairy. Right? The scam, which has been dubbed the Great, and I mean great with GRATE, cheese robbery. Right? Saw Neal's Yard Dairy mistakenly send 950 uncut cheese wheels to the fraudsters who've been accused of posing as legitimate wholesale distributor. So that's not good, is it? Yes, they reckon that these fraudsters have stolen more than 22 tons of the world's best cheddar. Right? But the Met Police have put out a statement. They said on Monday, the 21st of October, police received reports of a theft of a large quantity of cheese from a manufacturer based in Southwark. Investigating officers since arrested a 63-year-old man on suspicious of fraud by false representation and handling stolen goods. And here is Neal's Yard Dairy. Now I thought I thought they were going to be looking for some mice, standing on top of each other wearing a big coat. But no, apparently that's it. They do. It's supposed to be really good though. And this is Sarah Stewart. She owns the company, and she's been overwhelmed by support. But where's the cheese, man? And there's Jamie Oliver. He wouldn't have stolen the cheese, would he? So he's a bit hard up, isn't he? Never sold his mansion though when he went bust, did he? No. To clear his debts. Pucker. It's pucker, isn't it? Pucker. Can't stand Jamie Oliver. So there you go. If you're down the pub and somebody offers you a really big wheel of cheese, apparently it's cloth wrapped, right? So you'll be able to identify it. If somebody says you want some cheese, call the police. Call the police. Meanwhile, this headline has it all. This is the story of this is Shaman Durek. Here he is, and he has married Princess Martha Louise of Norway. Oh, there you go. But he's been accused of sexual assault. Yeah, he's been accused of sexual assault by Joachim Bostrom. Here he is. Because he went to one of his spiritual retreats, right? Back in 2015, and Shaman Durek grabbed his little Joachim. Yeah. So there we go. There he is. Look, I'm getting married. Isn't that lovely? But he said no. The other person said no. He touched me. Where did he touch you? He touched me there, using a doll. But he denies it. So there we go. That's the story of. You think our royal family's in trouble? At least Harry hasn't done that. There we go. It's a good one, that. What else have we got? Oh, this is. See, I like Radiohead, and I like Tom York. Sometimes he'd be a little bit self-righteous, but he was performing in Melbourne on. It was last night, Wednesday night, but I guess that would have been. I don't know. When would that have been Tuesday morning for us? Because they're on the other side of the world. So yeah, he's doing a solo show. And there's some footage, but there is a 19-second advert. But yeah, so he's doing this show in Melbourne on Wednesday. He's playing the hits. He's doing all your favourites. He's doing some new stuff as well. and he was about to perform the song Karma Police. Not Karma Chameleon, that's a different band, but Karma Police. When it all kicks off. See, so we have a Gaza, a pro Gaza, and yeah, Tom York says some words, and stops his performance and walks off. Again, this isn't the greatest footage in the world. It seems to be more looking up at the sky. Hold the camera at Tom York. God damn it. I should have checked the footage out first. But yeah, he walks off. But not before saying to the fella, he has a few choice words. Tom York says, come up here and say that. Right here. Come up on the in stage and say what you want to say. But don't stand there like a coward. Come here and say it. Come on. And I think that might have been the pro Hamas loon, because that's what they are, doing it. And Tom York, here we go, there's a still of him taking off his guitar and walking off for a bit. But he did come back on and finish his set. Here he is, thinking, I had a nice kip on the park bench outside before the show. Now again, the thing is, he carried on and said, "You want to piss on everyone's night? Come on, okay, you do. See you later then." And he left, but then he came back on. This happened at the Sydney Myer Music Bowl, and again, the audience weren't happy. Again, they should have turned on the thing. Tom York, Radiohead, and Johnny Greenwood have all faced criticism because they've performed in Israel. Johnny Greenwood has performed with Israeli rock star Dudu Tassa, and the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions group, again, Brian Eno and Roger Waters are mouth off about that all the time, and BDS has called on its supporters to disrupt Radiohead's planned tour in Europe, and anything that the band do, again, it's not right. So yeah, again, Tom York has said that he said on Twitter, Tom York said, playing in a country isn't the same as endorsing its government. We've played in Israel for over 20 years through a succession of governments, some more liberal than others. As we have in America, we don't endorse Netanyahu any more than Trump, but we still play America. Music, art and academia is about crossing borders, not building them, about open minds, not closed ones, about shared humanity, dialogue and freedom of expression. And I agree with Tom York there. I don't think BDS fix anything. Instead, they should be playing those places and winning people over with their message in song and art. But, they're trying to do like this, what they did with South Africa. And did that work? No, that didn't work. And here they are. This is radio back in the day, doing some rock and roll. So that's yeah. What else have we got? We could do some funnies, couldn't we? We've got some funnies. That's a shame, because I did put a funny in the folder and it hasn't got there. But I can find it. I remember what the funny is. We're going. This is politically correct news. Woo woo. Yeah. We can't have anything anymore. Yes. A national reading charity, right, has decided to do away with What Shall We Do with the Drunken Sailor? Oh yeah. And altered the lyrics to remove any references to alcohol and violence from the nursery rhymes. This is the Scottish Book Trust's amendment. Now, I don't know about you, but Scotland, there's a lot of drunken sailors in Scotland, I believe, right? So the tune has now been changed to "What shall we do with the grumpy pirate?" Removing lines such as "shave his belly with a rusty razor" and replacing them with "do a little jig and make him smile," while "put him in a longboat till he's sober" has been changed to "tickle him until he starts to giggle." It just doesn't scan, does it? It just doesn't scan. Again, the song itself originated back on the sailing ships in the 800s. It was a little jig, I believe, and was revived as a popular nursery rhyme in the 20th century. And you can't have everything anymore. And here's a nice impression of some drunken pirates there. Are they drunken sailors? I don't know. Grumpy pirates? They're drunken pirates. Happy sailors? I don't know. Oh, way up she rises, oh, way up she rises, oh, way up she rises early in the morning. I used to love that song back in the day. Yeah, I mean, it's just another popular pirate theme song. When I was one, has seen the lyric "a bottle of rum to fill my tum, and that's the life of me," has been replaced with "a bottle of milk to fill my tum." Okay. And subsequent verses of the children's classic "If You're Happy and You Know It," what's offensive about that song, have been changed to "If you're angry and you know it, stamp your feet, and if you're sad and you know it, have a cry, have a little cry." Yeah, it's just, it's just bonkers. But yeah, the Scottish Book Trust has defended the changes, claimed it's common for songs to evolve over successive generations. Yeah, into good, better things. Grumpy Pirate doesn't even, that's not the same, is it? It said its reworking, such as Grumpy Pirate, are now widely used, and there was no issue with parents or children singing their own versions of the song. So there we go. No more drunken sailors for you, dear boy. Oh yes, oh yes. It's just stupid, isn't it? It's stupid. Oh, that's funny. It appeared in my reading list now I've done the story. Useless. So let's do this one. This is we'll do some horrifying stories. This is for Halloween. It's Halloween. Ooh, it's Halloween. We got a pumpkin. Normally I carve a pumpkin every Halloween, and this pumpkin we got wasn't the usual pumpkin. It was green, and I said to Mrs. This pumpkin, it feels very heavy and very thick and very dense, and when I cut it open, it was almost solid on the inside. So there was no pumpkin carving today because I couldn't do it. It's painting the pumpkin instead. So maybe I'll post a picture of that instead. So yeah, so it's Halloween, and it's the time when things that go bump in the night, and this is something that went bump. And here we go. I just got to get it queued up. Oh, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Boom! Do you want to watch that again? Let's watch that again. Dun, 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 dun. Boom! Yeah. That was Matthew Wootton, right? He drove deliberately into the Prime Minister's country residence, Chequers, yeah, and it caused £38,000 worth of damage. That was the Chequers estate near Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, and the Victory Gate took the brunt of it. The driver did not slow down and smashed through the 80-year-old oak gate into the property. Wootton was nearly 3 times over the drink-drive limit, and they found several cans of alcohol inside the mangled wreckage of his car. Blimey, O'Reilly. That's not good, is it? Here he is. He was just very thirsty. And here's the car from another angle. Bloody hell. Why do you want to do that for? So anyway, he was at Reading Crown Court. He was jailed after admitted dangerous driving, damaging property, and being reckless as to whether life was endangered. and he had a alcohol reading of 220 milligrams of alcohol per 1 millilitres of blood. The legal limit is 80 milligrams, so you can do the maths. And yeah, he was jailed. The 54-year-old was jailed. Oh no, he wasn't 54. How old was he? That's somebody else. Does it say? 44. I'd already said that. He was jailed for 32 months after he deliberately crashed into the gates. That's one horrifying story. Right, but maybe tonight you're. I know you're going to dress up. Yeah, are you going to dress up? Well, we're going to Nova Scotia in Canada. And this is a Halloween event at the North Sydney Firefighters Club. This happened on Saturday. And I don't know, there is some footage, but I don't know if it's part of it. Oh, God damn it, is an advert, because it's on YouTube. We're actually looking at YouTube videos. Is there any video footage? Yeah, here we go. So I mean, it looks all right. I mean, look, I mean, they're not bad costumes. I think he's a ghost. These are ghosts, aren't they? No, I'm not sure. Are they ghosts? Oh no, he's got a cross. Oh no, they're not ghosts. They're not ghosts, everybody. He's got a cross. Oh my God. Yeah, they turned up as Ku Klux Klan. Here's a better picture of them doing a little dance by the looks of it. Now, I don't know, it could be ghosts, but one of them's holding a cross, so maybe not a ghost. So yeah, you might not want to dress like that. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. North Sydney Fire Chief Lloyd McIntosh said it was a mistake, and said the 4 individuals should not have been allowed in the party. Yeah. What else? Who else? Have we got any other cloaks? Yeah. McIntosh claimed that the 4 people let in by volunteers working the door and were allowed to stay after the cross was confiscated and the men told to remove their hoods. Who were they then? Who were they? Were they firefighters or not? But yeah, so again, it's very, very not cool. Not cool, man. Not cool. Don't do that. That's not good. Meanwhile, this is kind of Halloween in that it features a pumpkin. Yeah. This is the story of Aaron Wood. Here he is. No, there's no resemblance there at all. He's just another bald man with a beard. But Aaron Wood, right, escaped from open jail. Yeah, how did he do it? Well, on the evening of September 22nd, he used a pumpkin and a boiler suit, which he'd stuffed with clothes, to create a little mannequin to fool the prison warders that he was sleeping in his bed. And yeah, and he went running off. He escaped prison by using a pumpkin. But he's not a very nice man. He's a murderer. So yeah, he was he murdered a woman back in 1998. Yeah, so there we go. And it's a horrible murder as well. He murdered a lady called Rachel Smith in the most awful way. I'm just trying to read what happened to him. Yeah, he pled guilty to escaping from custody and possessing a bladed article in court on Monday. And the court heard that Wood had 29 previous convictions for 110 offences over a 17-year period. So yeah, this guy is a very, very dangerous person, and yeah, he's back in prison now. So yeah, that wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I just read the headline about him using a pumpkin to escape. So yeah, he escaped from North Sea Camp, which is an open prison. Yeah, anyway, that's the story. I don't know if we get. Let's see if there's any animal stories. Oh God, I've gone on far too long. I've gone on far too long. Nope. This one's about an animal, but I don't know if it's not really suitable. No. Again, you've got to find the right animal stories, haven't you? There's a lot of celebrities dressed up for Halloween. No, oh dear. Can't do that one. That's rude. Oh, we got a feature about Grand Designs last night. Kevin went back to his the very first Grand Designs house. It's very good. Very good. Oh, found one. Excellent. Found an animal story. It was right down there. It was tucked away down the bottom. Yes. This is the story of Susan Manson, right? Susan Manson left her island home in Scotland back in 2011, and her Moggy ran away. Yeah, Mona, the Moggy, fled. But yeah, the 34-year-old has moved back to living in Lerwick in Shetland. Right? Heard that a stray cat that resembled Mona has been found. Yeah, she spotted the picture on a Facebook group, and it showed the Moggy sheltering under bins. But as she compared the markings of the cat that the old photos that she had from 10 years ago, she discovered that Mona was her long lost pet that she'd last seen 13 years ago. And so we kind of got some before and after pictures here. See, that's young Mona, and here she is now. So yeah, it's the same Moggy, got the same markings around the eyes there. Wow. So all those years later, she was reunited with her cat. How cool was that? And here is Susan Manson with her daughter Merrin, posing with the pictures of the cat. So yeah, it was more than a decade after. They finally reunited after Miss Manson borrowed a humane trap from the Scottish SSPCA to catch her. And she assumed that her cat had died, but she said, "I'm buzzing to have her back in my life." She said, "I'm absolutely over the moon. It's a bit surreal, to be fair. When the picture first came up, I didn't say anything at first because I thought, no, surely not. I'm still in belief that this could have happened. You hear of cats return after 2 or 3 years, but 13 years is quite a long time." But as a precaution, Mona was taken to local vets to be checked out. And apart from a touch of suspected arthritis, the 16-year-old cat appears to be doing well. And Miss Manson has created a temporary shelter under her stairs to allow the animal to gradually get used to her new surroundings. But it's a mystery where the cat had been living all these years. But her owner said somebody must have been feeding her, because she still was quite friendly. She hadn't gone feral. So there we go. That's our female. What am I talking about? Female cat. What's that about? Animal story of the day. Oops. And let me see if there's anybody in. Sorry, the missus called for lunch and it distracted me. 10 people in. Not quite a party. Geordie's in. This is very good for the NHS. What? The money pit that is the NHS. You still won't get seen, you know. You can never throw enough money at the NHS. It needs to be completely stripped of all its management. It needs a professional company to go. It needs an external auditing company to go through the NHS because of the amount of wastage that's gone on, and that goes from back to Blair and his part privatisation of the NHS. But hey, you don't talk about that because it's Tony Blair what done it and not the Tories. Boo Tories, boo Labour. Two cheeks the same arse, you know. Charlie said, hello, and runs in. He says, happy Halloween. I don't celebrate it. It's an Americanism. Boo. Payne says, scary bloke went on a vandalism spree. I see what you did there. Payne says, wasn't the 22 million black hole just a list of unfunded promises, money not actually spent? They say what they want. They do what they want. We have, all politicians do it. It's what we look, when you've been around for as long as we have, right? And we've had successive governments, whether they're Conservative, Labour, whoever, right? The Lib Dem Pact, whoever it is, the Lib Lab Pact, the Conservative Lib Dem Pact. It doesn't matter what flavour of politics you get. It always leaves a shitty taste in the mouth. Always. Unfailing, unflinching. Ugh. And this is why party politics we need to be rid of it. We need people that can run businesses to run the country, because that's how we'd prosper, but we have these people that really haven't got the first clue and, don't have long enough to make any meaningful change. You have 5-year terms. By the time anything starts to change, the next lot gets in and unpicks it all. So it's a constant churn of appearing to be doing something, But, gang of fraudsters last seen in Westminster, indeed. Andrew's here and he says, I'm in. Good for you. Andrew says, who's afraid of their tax letters coming through the door? I'm not, because I don't pay tax, because I don't earn enough to pay tax. Oh dear. This is a good thing about being poor. But I think carers' allowance is going up, which is what I do get for looking after Herb, so that's nice. So I'll be spending that on guitars. That's a joke. That's a joke. Money from selling guitars buys guitars. You have to say that because people think that you're making loads and loads of money. Like when we got crashed into in the shop, and everyone thought that they're insured. They think the insurer comes along with a big cheque. Doesn't work like that. Wish they did. Andrew says, who's afraid? Oh, we've done that. Robert Payne says, drunken sailor, warning against being drunk at sea. That's the point. It's a warning. All stories had a moral core to them. Whether it's the Brothers Grimm or Drunken Sailor or Ring a Roses, everything had a core story to it. But we ripped that out. Don't tell them what Ring a Roses is about, for Christ's sake. Everything has a moral core to it, but we rip that out because we don't want to offend people who aren't going to be offended. Do you think alcoholics are offended by what we're going to do with the Drunken Sailor? No, they're too pissed to care. That's the beauty about being an alcoholic. You're permanently in a lovely phase, toasted. Payne says, grumpy pirate, endorsement of piracy, which is a crime. It's for the hooties. That's for the hooties, who those pirates, because we like the hooties. It's just we live in stupid times for stupid people. Let them walk the plank, indeed. Trick or treat. Well, I'll always have a treat, but I'll probably give it to the kids because I don't know if I told you this. I'm a type 2 diabetic. And Andrew says, I'm a vampire indeed. And Dogcam, no, she's not here today. She's elsewhere. But we can do surrogate Dogcam. There we go. We do some surrogate Dogcam. There we go. And that's it. So we've done the news there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was all right, I suppose. It was all right. I should have prepared a bit better. Anyway, that's it. Killing the channel one video at a time. You've got to drink it up. Ta-ta.